Talk to me about your wretched broken heart, Urban Meyer's new job that will finally kill him, and why you hate the SEC but still love the concept of love in reality and how that makes you feel bad, and if it does, why haven't you gone to Hades yet?
I don't wanna get over you. I guess I could take a sleeping pill and sleep at will and not have to go through what I go through.
Oh, totally, bro. There was this one time I fell in love. It was during the Civil War. Not the annual game between Oregon and Oregon State, but the actual Civil War that took place in the Middle America region circa 1880s.
I have a strange feeling with regard to my one true love, as if I had a string somewhere underneath my left ribs, tightly knotted to a similar string in her. And if she were to leave what she has, I'm afraid that cord of communion would snap. And I have a notion that I'd take to bleeding inwardly. As for her, she'd forget me.
She would never forget you or your golden lettuce hair that would look cool streaming out of any number of helmets used for sports. Your heart is raw and completely vulnerable, much like Florida fans who now think Urban Meyer is the Judas to their police blotted Jesus. Is my analogy correct?
I guess I should take Prozac right and just smile all night at somebody new. Somebody not too bright but sweet and kind, who would try to get you off my mind.
You cannot trust your instincts anymore. Please trust mine instead. Prozac is probably not the answer. When I was in the real Civil War, I fought alongside an older but incredibly robust and dome-headed godman called Walter White. Think Distro from G.I. Joe, but with a goatee forged in the mines of New Mexico. The follicles of hair that grew out of his face skin gave one a feeling of Sam Elliott strength and cowboy husk.
I could leave all this agony behind, which is just what I should do if I wanted to, but I don't want to get over you, 'cause I don't wanna get over love.
Good. Love, yes, anyway. Colonel Walter White bestowed upon a hefty amount of something called bleeding blue. The texture reminded me of the stuff Superman used to build his Arctic vacation home, except blue, like North Carolina Tar Heel blue.
Do you think me a machine? Without feelings? Do you think that because I am poor, obscure, plain, and little, that I am soulless and heartless? I have as much soul as you, and full as much heart. And if God had blessed me with beauty and wealth, I can make it as hard for you to leave me as it is for I to leave you. I am not speaking to you through mortal flesh. It is my spirit that I address your spirit. As if we passed through the grave and stood at God's feet, equal as we are. That is how I feel. That is how I feel towards the one I have lost.
My friend, you speak of God's feet as though I have never known them, as if I have never massaged them with the most virgin of olive oils. I was the whore who performed this task on Jesus. What I have been trying to say to you is that your soul is love. It is weak but terribly strong. Your mind is not clear, but muddled with charred black fragments of a heart that once knew the truest of love's wonders.
Has Jesus forsaken the University of Florida and me? The love for my sweet petite goddess and the other insane people from the South love of a football team that spawned the electrolyte nectar called Gatorade, which in turn spawned the hydrating alcoholic beverage named after all of football's patron saint, Tim Tebow. I hope he has not forgotten us.
Not in the least, my good man. I say to you this day, Colonel Walter White used his bleeding blue crystal to alleviate the nerves of my fellow soldiers of the Confederacy. When hence our meal of cotton porridge and whiskey was through during those explosive nights of war, we boiled his Superman crystal, ciphered it into our tobacco pipes and inhaled it into our lungs. The result was a feeling of invincibility that produced man-gods who turned into beings who possessed the proclivity of machines but knew love and at the same time didn't need its earthy charms, who knew euphoria but used it in an earthy manner. They got on with their duty and they thrived off of this amazing substance.
So if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Oh, there's a light that never goes out. There's a light that never goes out. I need some bleeding blue.
I must say I feel quite relieved. I have a substantial amount of bleeding blue for you, Florida football fans, and maybe enough to last Urban Meyer 3 seasons of Big Ten football. This should be long enough for him to win the national championship over the dominant and evil SEC. When this occurs, I shall once again hate Ohio State football, and Myers will descend into Hades caused by a BCS-winning heart attack.
What about me? Will I get addicted to this bleeding blue for the remainder of my life? In this realm?
Oh, totally, bro. But don't worry, I will supply you every day for the rest of your years. You will be addicted, but you will be happy and have no need of love except the superficial Match.com kind of love. And there is a slight possibility your skin might fall off.
This is completely unacceptable. You want me to take a drug that will stop the pains and the heartache of love lost in my physical being. Yet if it does, the price I will pay will be skin rotting on my frame and on my ribs. I cannot do this. Not for the rest of my time here.
My patience with you is getting a bit thin. What I say to you now is this. Take it until you have found solidarity and self-fortification in your being. If you begin to rot away, stop the drug, quickly rub some Neutrogena face cleanser on it and follow Colossus into the city to go dancing, mingle with new female women and drink drinks that are very good and very expensive to drink. This time will equal your detox period. So you see.
There's no need to argue, no need to argue anymore. Oh, 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 no need to argue anymore. Oh.
That is music to my ears, my friend. Thank you so much. I will ingest the bleeding blue and I will live my life to the fullest. But I do have one question. Is Urban Meyer's fate sealed, and what about the University of Florida fans? Do you not care for them?
I do now, so long as they help me. They will get no sexually indulgent detox period like you, and the Buckeye fans will get none either. I am tricking them into a false euphoria. Right after they achieve complete and total greatness, they will fall again into complete and utter mediocrity. The lesson I will teach them is not to live your entire life vicariously through a sports team. Colonel Walter White, my Civil War lover, did eventually cross me, which in turn caused me to extinguish him, steal his bleeding blue formula and travel to this present moment to save you from ever believing in true love, the skills of Urban Meyer and college football as a whole. None of it is really real. It's just as real as I allow it to be.
I am terribly confused. Am I truly real?
Yes, my good friend, you are. Take the bleeding blue I have left in this briefcase, follow my instructions, and your inner rib shall be connected to the feet of God, who will push you to the ends of the galaxy, space and time. This cord will never break, and you will know love in every way, completely and absolutely.
Oh, how wonderful life is, bleeding blue. Now you're in my world.